face, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I am getting ready to prepare some liver and onions. I haven't made this dish in a while because my husband don't really care for liver and onions, but I do. So I decided to get on here and try to show y'all how I make my liver and onions. I've already prepared everything. So I have my skillet oil nice and hot, and I'm going to take one of these livers. I'm going to use my fingers. Sometimes the fork don't get it. I've made up a flour mixture here. I've already got my onions cut up. I like red onions. And I'm just flouring down this liver. And I'm going to drop this baby over in this hot oil. Oh, there we go. Bam. I'm going to grab another piece of liver. Now, liver is good for you. My doctor recommended that I eat liver and eggs because whatever it has in it, I forgot what it has in it, nutritional value. It helps my health. So there's something good in this liver, and it's beef liver. I'll throw another piece down in there, bam. Just a flour mixture, and I have my seasoning, salt, little cayenne pepper. I love cayenne pepper. It gives everything I make a kick. So, I hope somebody is watching because there's a couple people said, Queen, you haven't cooked on Facebook in a while. So now I'm cooking on Facebook and I hope they're watching. It's my last big old piece. And what I don't eat, I will freeze because I don't throw anything away. This is old school. I know the youngins out there, they probably ain't never had no liver and onions. And probably to them, they're thinking, ooh, I would never eat no liver. I always say once us old schoolers are off the planet, ooh, I don't know what these children gonna be eating. Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. I got that last piece. Oh, here go a little baby over here. I got that last piece in there. Okay? Dear, you just keep that camera there. I'm going to wash my hand. And
I think you might want to look at this. Is this thing really doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The one up there.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. The only reason I said something, maybe people watch it later. Usually somebody jumps right on there.
Yeah, but maybe they'll watch it later.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So now I'm getting ready to do the flipperoo.
I just saw somebody join. You might tell them what it is you're doing, Queen.
Oh, okay. I'm making liver and onions for those that are just joining. Something that I haven't made in a while, but I'm trying my hand out of it because my doctor said liver is good for you. Whatever's in eggs is in liver. And so I'm making some liver and onions. I already pre-prepared my hot oil.
Hey, Miss Williamson said, hello, EARLEAN
Hey,
Queen Cookie,
Miss
Mac
Williamson.
Belcher.
You guys, this is liver that I'm cooking up right here, and then I'm going to add my onion later. Got that fire nice and hot.
Down there, you're cooking.
Yes. Just sprinkling. I'm just sprinkling. I don't measure. I'm just sprinkling a little Mrs. Dash on there. This is what I use instead of salt. And then I have already put a little cayenne pepper in it, but I didn't want it to be too hot. But this gives everything that I make a kick. My vegetables and my meats.
Hello back at you, Miss Williamson. And also, Mr. Lugman said lots of iron in liver.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's what it is that my doctor said I need in this liver. So I'm just making this liver up right here. Beef liver. You guys stay where you are. cook up a little longer. And I hope people are joining me because like I said earlier, there are those that get on here and they ask me whether privately or out where everybody can see them, Queen, you haven't cooked on Facebook in a while. Because I'm normally making something. I'm always making something, whether it be my pies, whether it be cakes, whether it be veggies, usually my greens. I like to make them on here. Show the young'uns for the most part, and maybe some of the older people, how you cook different things to me that are old school. This is old school cooking. People, the young folks don't know how to make things like this, so I know they're over there on TikTok, and maybe I'll put this on TikTok, I don't know. But they're on TikTok, so I don't know if they're on Facebook to learn how to make certain dishes. I like to teach the young how to make certain dishes. So, I'm going to just flip this again.
Must run in the family because Brother Lockman says that he's got some liver in his jar right now.
Oh.
He loves it.
He got some in his jar?
Whatever that means.
Okay, I know what that means.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's that same jar he showed on Zoom with the family the other night. What I wish that
How long do you cook it, Queen?
I'm gonna cook it till it's nice and brown. And I might throw it after I brown it in the oven. I hate splashes, and when I flip that meat, I got a splash. I like my cooking area clean. I'm just a stickler like that. So we're just gonna let that fry up a little longer. The thing about doing these live videos, you can't fast forward so that, or pause that I know about, where I can cut this off and then pick it back up so that the video isn't too long. But so far, I don't know how to do that. I don't know whether you can do it on YouTube. Maybe I'll try YouTube next time.
Brother Luckman asked if you're going to make some gravy.
I probably won't make any gravy because I'm not doing any mashed potatoes or nothing like that. If I was doing mashed potatoes, and normally what I like with liver is garden peas. So I might put some garden peas with this. Plus I have a nice tossed salad that my husband made me yesterday. Sometimes I take those peas and throw it over my salad, and then off on the side I have my fried liver.
Zoom in there and
Yeah, them
show folks how it's cooking there. I tell you, this stuff smells good when it's cooking or whatever, but I can't stand it. I'm sorry, this is your video, honey. Sorry. Call Erica.
I'm just trying to get this nice and cooked before I add my onion. Like I said, I wish there was a pause where I could pause this and pick it back up. So earlier today, you guys, while that's cooking, I went to my local community garden and I picked up some nice fresh mustard and turnip greens. I picked up some orange bell peppers, onions, what else did I get? Celery, all of that stuff they grow. They grow at the community centers. It's called Grace Community Center on Delaware, and probably in the coming up future I'll show you those pictures. I was just like grandmama and them down there picking them greens, just picking them, putting them in a big old pail, picking. But I'll show you that later. But that's old school stuff. I remind myself of my grandmother. Now what I'm going to do too, and this is another thing, I've never made these, is homemade rolls. Homemade yeast rising rolls. My grandmother used to make it all the time, and we would go out in the country and she would have, big sheet pans, just rolls. And she would take that butter with her hand, and slap it on top of them rolls and rub that butter all over them rolls. And ooh, we were like little birds. Couldn't wait till the stuff got done. And those were the best rolls. I've never made them because my grandmother didn't cook by a recipe. She only cooked by taste. And that's the way I mostly cook, except pies and cakes. I had to go by, except my lemon meringue pies, I don't do those by recipe. I do those by taste. But cakes and things like that, I have to follow a recipe. But my grandmother never did, and she didn't leave no recipes for us. She showed my sister before my sister Mary passed away, but she came to Mary's house in her kitchen and showed her. I was a career working woman, so during the day I couldn't go over there and learn how to make rolls. But I did find a recipe, and it looked like it might taste like my grandmother's rolls, so I'm going to try that. But I ain't going to put that on Facebook because I got to try it first. I want them to turn. That would be too long to be on Facebook. Although the lady that made them, she made them on YouTube. So I sat there and I watched it.
Ms. Williamson said that her mom used to make homemade rolls.
Oh, really? Do you have, what's her first name? Drea or Drya?
I ain't got my glasses on. It starts with a D.
Yeah, I think it's Dryer or something like that. I'm pronouncing it wrong. But yeah,
Forgive us.
Those grandmothers back in the day, you know, they made them rolls. But like I said, I got to learn how to make them. My sister knew how to make them. Sometimes she would get them down pat and they taste real good, and sometimes she would, you know, not be on the mark with them. But I'm gonna cut this liver in half because I gotta make sure that it's gonna be cooked in there.
Brother Luckman said he loved Grandma's rolls.
Oh, them was the best things. I didn't think Tommy would remember, but them was the best. And nobody basically, except my age bracket, because we're at the top of the chain now with age. Because I don't have an uncle or an aunt. Of course, my parents, grandparents, all of them are going on. So we're at the top of the age bracket now. And, you know, I want this to live on, although, you know, I don't know. Young folks nowadays, they're not into cooking, they're into Chick-fil-A. I'm trying to get this liver all cooked up here.
I'm going to home in on there and let them see what it's doing.
There were some thick pieces, and I got to make sure I get all down in that inside. I don't like any kind of raw meat.
What kind of cooking oil did you use?
I use canola. They have grapeseed oil that, you know, is supposed to be a little bit more healthier, but I use canola. And some people, well, you frying meat. Well, I very seldom fry food. As my husband will attest, we normally either grill or I bake meat. But I very seldom fry, but some things you have to fry. You can't get away from it. I don't think this liver would look as nice if I baked it. I don't know what it would look like. So, anywho, let me just let that cook a little while. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask any questions that you might have. Because I'm just waiting on this liver to get cooked. And normally I would make mashed potatoes, but today I don't want any mashed potatoes because I have to watch my starches, my carbohydrates, and potatoes is sugar. Because you know I'm a diabetic, so I have to watch those things. And I've been trying, I made a vow to myself, not to nobody else because I don't answer to people. And because people watch you when you make resolutions, and they can't wait to tell you, you broke that resolution. I don't make them. But I did vow that this past Monday I've been dipping in sugar too much. Because when I make those pies, I have to taste it. And then that makes me, you know, want more sugar, baguette sugar. So I said I'm going to come off sugar. I didn't make any pies this week, didn't plan to. And salt. I've been eating too much salt lately. Been in my husband's nuts. So I'm not in his nuts this week. I said I went out and bought me some nuts that are salt-free and organic. We getting there, y'all. Hang in there with me. For those that, on here, hang in there with me. I'm trying to get this all nice and brown before I add my onion. And then I'm going to drain some of this oil. You can just keep the camera here, dear. I'm gonna
Sorry.
drain some of this oil. And after it finished cooking, then I'm going to add my onions and fry those up. And I'm going to see what pan I'm going to put these in. I know in the pan is there. Maybe I'll throw it in this pan. Put them in that pan. Y'all hang in there with me. I'm just trying to, this is a slow process. You got to make sure this meat's cooked. Oh, it's getting there. I see some little pieces. Some people, like those that eat steak, they like steaks like you can see the blood. I don't like my meat like that. I don't want to see no red.
Miss Williams said her daddy loved liver and onions with extra gravy with the rice, on the rice.
Yes, we used to eat it like that. And like I said, I like it with rice. Rice, I think I like it better. But rice to me is nothing like eating a big bowl of sugar because I'm a diabetic. So I have to really watch my rice intake. If I had rice, I could only have like a little bit, and that ain't enough to satisfy me. So I ain't gonna eat food with it because it'll make me go back and want some more. I like rice with liver and onions, and I also like garden peas. There's something about that combination with me. And garden peas, although they're a vegetable, but they're a starchy vegetable. So if I have all of that stuff, when I take my sugar in the morning, it's going to be a little bit elevated, which it has been the last 2 or 3 days. So
You do what you got to do, honey. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, I can't keep,
All of us do.
I can't let that blood sugar be elevated. Look at this nice little piece right here.
Home in on there. All right, let me home
I
in.
like that look.
That's the
I
way you
that
like for it to look like that?
Look, that little crusty look.
Oh, that's why you're the one eating it. So
Yeah. 'Cause my husband don't like liver. He's
can't
not a
stand
liver
the
man.
liver. It's good for you. I know that, but
Plenty of iron, and he needs iron.
yes, I do.
But he ain't gonna get it through liver.
Nope.
He'll get it through wine or something.
As a matter of fact, they got a little vino over there right now, dark wine. And I got my beets yet, the slice, or what do you call it, pickled beets.
Oh yeah, beets have iron too. We're getting there, you guys. Hang in there with me. Yes, we're getting there. And another thing I do, if you've seen that splatter, I don't cook without an apron because I don't like splatters all over my clothes. And I always cook with something on my head because I don't want hair in my food. And we all should know this, to wash your hands before you get in the kitchen, because a lot of times you're touching this food. And I've seen people go to the restroom, come out, and not wash their hands. One time I was at a Bob Evans in Columbus, and I seen one of the workers do that, and I reported him. Because I was in the bathroom when she came in there, and she walked out and didn't wash her hands. That's how you get that intestinal, they call it the flu, but it's intestinal, what is it called here? Virus? It ain't a virus, but
Food poisoning.
food poisoning. But yeah, that's what it is, food poisoning. because people don't wash their hands. And then they go touching people's food, and then you wonder how you got sick. That's how you got sick.
You might want to tell the folks what you're doing. There's a few folks that joined.
Okay, for the folks that just joining in, I am making liver and onions. Haven't made this dish in years. I don't even think I've made it since we've been in this house, and we've been here over 17 years. So, because my husband doesn't like it, it seems like a lot to make just for me, but what I'm going to do is what I don't eat, I'm going to freeze. I freeze a lot. I froze some stuff today. Y'all hang in there with me because I'm down to the finish line with this liver. I'm just making sure the insides are nice and cooked. And then I'm going to add these pretty onions over here.
What kind of onions are they, dear?
Those are red onions. They're supposed to be more healthier for you. So lately I've been buying red onions. That's what I've been cooking with.
Sugar Tate says hi.
Hey, Sugar Tate. Girl, I'm making liver and onions. How you doing down there in the ATL, if that's where you still are? Liver and onions, you guys. I know it. I think I got it all cooked up pretty good. Bam. There you go. Taking this excess stuff out of here.
Yeah, Sugar Tate's still down in the ATL.
Alrighty, ATL. I'm gonna get down there soon, one day. Soon, one day. That made any sense. I got people in the ATL. I haven't been down there since 2019, I believe it was, 2 years ago. Okay, I got all them little scraps out of my skillet. Liver and onions, you guys. So now what I'm going to do is drop these onions down in here. Oh, sizzle, sizzle. Sizzle, sizzle. I'm going to get them just a little tender. Spread this out over here. That looks good to me. Just getting them a little tender. One tried to run away. Come on back. You're going to get 8 too. And like I said, this is a lot. But I will freeze what I don't eat. And then coming up in a month or 2 or so, then I'm going to pull them out. And the reason why I'm doing this, because I had a request from a Facebook friend that said, Queen, we haven't seen you cook in a while. So I said, okay, let me get on here and make some liver and onions. I bought this liver and onion at, what's that called? Whole Foods. I call it Whole Paycheck. Because I go in that Whole Foods and I come out with 3 things, maybe 4, and I didn't spend a whole paycheck on that stuff. Ooh, I know it's eating healthy, but when you're on a fixed income, sometimes you just can't. You got to do what you can do. So anywho, oh, we got about maybe a couple more minutes on these nice little pretty onions here.
I'm glad to hear that, because I'm like Billy D. Williams. You want my arms to fall off?
Yeah, because my husband is holding that camera, and it's a long time to hold that camera when things ain't cooking as fast as I would like them to cook. But dear, can you get a little close up on these onions?
I most definitely will, Queen of my heart and other parts.
These are nice little fried red onions that's going to go over my liver. And then I'm going to throw the bad boys in the oven and just let them simmer all up in there. Oh, they're so pretty. Red onions is supposed to be more healthier for you. So I think I've gotten them tender. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop them over in this pan. Throw them all over my liver. Hope you guys are still watching. And if you want to throw some side dishes with this, you can put rice with it. You can put mashed potatoes with it. And for some, you can make gravy. Now, if I was making gravy, matter of fact, sometimes I don't like to do too much on here because if it don't turn out right, y'all will see. Well, I'm only human. Just for the heck of it, I can show you right quick how to make gravy. For those that don't know, I make my own. But I have to drain some of this oil. I have a cup over here. Drain some of that oil. Let me go get out of water. Don't know how to make gravy, I take my leftover flour mixture from my where I dipped my liver in earlier, and I sort of put that heat on high. I get that flour mixture down in there. And I just stir that up in that oil. Stir that flour mixture in that oil. This is how I make my gravy. Get it nice and brown. I'm just showing you guys. I don't think I'm going to use the gravy, but I'm just showing you how to make it.
Well, as long as the gravy is gravy, your husband might partake of it.
It's real gravy. It's gravy.
Well, as long as I don't put no liver up in there.
Ain't no liver in, but the liver was fried in the oil. So you're probably going to have that liver flavor. But maybe some people like flavor, because I like banana flavor, the flavor of bananas, but I don't particularly like biting down on a banana. Ain't that strange? But I like the flavor of a banana. So the same thing could be with my husband. Then I just pour me some water in there. And that's making gravy from scratch.
I'll put that in a container. I think I'll find a use for that gravy.
See, it's thickening it up. It's thickening up. Just pour me a little bit more water in there. And the gravy is thickening up. Can you guys see that? That's the homemade gravy. And if you want to add a little bit more seasoning to it, I have my Mrs. Dash. Add a little bit more seasoning to it. Some people use salt and pepper, and that's fine. And you just sort of stir it up and let it simmer. And if it gets thick, you just add a little bit more water to it. So here I go, you guys. Liver. Look at this. Let me give me a pot holder because that's hot. Look at here. Liver and onions, okay? That's my liver and onion. And there's my gravy. I scratched that gravy. Very easy to make. Oh, how long is that taping? Probably about 30 minutes? Maybe
yeah,
40?
Here, you can take this anytime.
Okay, let me take that.
Yes, my queen.
All right, you guys. Let me flip the camera. Okay, there it goes. Hey, there go my liver and onion.
Yeah.
And there's my gravy that's simmering over there. And here's the queen. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me make this liver, onion, and gravy. And hey, try it. Try it. I know everybody don't like it, but for those that do, hey, try it. It's very easy to do. So anyway, always know that I love myself. I love my photographer husband that take this.
And he loves you right back.
I love my liver and onion. And know that I always love y'all to life. I'm gone. Peace to you. Bye.
Have a great day out there. Be kind.
Be safe.